Hello again, friends, and also hello, G-Man. I've been challenged to a debate by a creationist on YouTube. Isn't that exciting? It's a challenge from a guy going by the pseudonym G-Man, and he's got a long, rambling video in which he declares that he's about to move on from arguing about evolution because he's got better things to do. He wants to make videos about the flat Earth, about cancer and how chemotherapy isn't as effective, and about HIV and chemistry. He's kind of ambiguous about his position on the last two, and I don't want to know. Anyway, he's going to give us evolutionists one last chance to persuade him. So he's challenging a couple of us to a debate. So let's hear it from G-Man.
If PZ Myers is willing to debate me on whether or not, he doesn't have to prove a whole lot. All he's got to do is prove that macroevolution is in fact true science, that is real science.
Okay, you get the gist of it. Allow me to mention a few things. Number one, I detest debates. They resolve nothing and are little more than formalized exercises in public posturing. We don't get answers out of debates, we get position statements. So let's not bother with debates at all. Secondly, the debate format is designed to give equal standing to both of two sides, no matter their merits. Creationism has not earned the right to stand on the podium side by side with evolution. Third, ill-informed people always ask the wrong questions. This guy demands proof of macroevolution, but as it turns out, he doesn't even know what the word means. 4, I have nothing to gain from debating a creationist. He promises to repudiate his allies if I win, whatever that means. But I don't really care who his friends are. He can have all the crazy friends he wants. And finally, 5, if we debate for an hour, that means I have to give half the time to someone who is just going to rant nonsense. Why should I do that? If my purpose is to educate others, I should just drop the goofy ignoramus from the platform and do all the talking myself. Okay, so he says he wants to debate macroevolution. Does that mean he'd like to discuss, for instance, species sorting or extinction or developmental constraints? All of those fall under the platform of macroevolution. But no, he's so far out of his depth, he wouldn't even understand the question. What he wants to question is common descent. So let me play a little bit from his arguments about common descent.
Like I said, I don't believe I'm related to marshmallows. I don't believe I'm related to giraffes or puppies or kittens. I don't believe I share a common ancestor with dolphins or whales. I don't believe I share a common ancestor with piranhas or tigers or Bengals or anything like that.
Okay, you get the idea. Note that his only argument is simple denial. I don't think sitting down with a guy who spits out a bestiary and denies his relationship one by one is a particularly productive use of anyone's time. However, he does do at least one thing. He provides an example of the criteria he wants to use to demonstrate common descent. So this is actually kind of interesting. Listen to this.
This shares a common ancestor with iron. And I can actually prove that by showing you what this was made out of. Go figure.
Okay. Well, wasn't that interesting? So, because he can show that his scissors are made of iron, he's willing to concede that they are descended from metal. Well, that's easy then. All life on Earth is made of cells. Therefore, common descent is demonstrated. We're done. Really? So here, for instance, are some photos of fibroblasts from a mouse, a rat, a cow, and a human. Can you tell them apart? I'll give you a few seconds to stare at them. You figure it out and see if you can figure out which one's which. Okay, that's enough time. You can't tell them apart. Here are the answers. Are we done now? I think I just won the debate. Case closed. Goodbye, G-Man. We're all through. Okay. So, the best evidence for common descent is that we're all made of the same stuff. We're all built from cells that contain lipids and RNA and DNA and proteins, and the structures of those molecules resemble that of other organisms. Maybe once G-Man has studied cell biology and molecular biology and knows a bit more about how biology in general works, we can talk some more. Until then, I'll just pass. Thanks.